Sundays and Wednesdays. Yeah. 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way.
With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't notice I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing it. And so, look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit, and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom. You can be anything you want to be. And when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
Can you imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the crew and you, to the crew and you. With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. I'm your boy G. To my right hand side, we got none other than the Cater's biggest beep.
His brain couldn't function. He couldn't think.
His wife is filling in right now, man. Everybody knows Miss Kanisha Davis. What's up, sis?
Hey, everybody. It sounds like he's trying to make his way on back. Y'all, he's going through some things tonight.
He's going through some things. If y'all was on the last show, we didn't talk about it on the show. We did it off the show. So I'll say that for another time. I'll let Corey tell y'all if he want to tell.
You know, he'll have no shame. I don't think it's a secret. Here you go.
At all. So what's up, my dog, Ronnie Little John, Quest, James Little John, Kamarie White, and anybody else that may be out there, man, make sure you put your name in the chat. Like we've always said, this is an interactive show. So we want to interact with you all, man. So make sure you put your name in the chat so we can say, what's up? All right, we got our Decatur's biggest ...
I couldn't come up with nothing because I felt something on the side and I was like, something ain't right. You know what I mean? What's up, Big Charlie? Oh, Charles, I'm sorry. Chuck.
Yeah. We got Chuck Little John as well in the chat line. My guy's gonna take the day off, man. He's still battling, still fighting, man. And the cough is just a little much for him today. So he's gonna take the day off, man, and try to get that thing right. But me, myself, Corey, with the help of Kanisha, possibly, the help of my wife, possibly. We'll get this show going, man. We'll try to get through the show today, man. So
I'll explain. I think we're all a little broken here. And I was telling my boy, G, I know this is the time of year when, let's say, allergies. I sit there and talk to my dude. It's all come from everywhere. But I'll share with you guys because this is an interactive show and we talk to you guys. I feel like you guys are family. I'm taking the advice of both G and the OG. Tomorrow I'm having my first colonic. No, is that right? No, colonoscopy. I apologize. Colonoscopy. And for those who don't know, and I had to get a rundown from my guys. This is when they're gonna go through the backside and check out and see if everything is 100. So right now, I'm on Docolax, Miralax, and Gas X. But at the same time, they make you take a large amount. What my dude go? Did he log out here? Hold up. Is that me? Hold on. Let me see something. Give me a second. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Did he leave? But yes, I am going through the first stages of the process before you have the colonoscopy. I remember we had this a couple of shows ago. It ain't a couple, but a while ago. Us as older gentlemen, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to look into it. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm afraid. I'll be telling you a lie if I say I wasn't afraid because this is an exit, not an entry. And tomorrow, then the crazy part is you got to go under. I got to go to sleep. Because at first I was like, I need to be awake. And she goes, no, you can't be awake for this. But I wanted to, but nevertheless. if I move away and my wife comes into to the picture for a few seconds, that's because my body is telling me, listen.
Your mind's telling you no, but my body, my body.
Right.
yeah.
Listen, and let me tell you how I'm feeling right now. Because my wife, she put the concoction together for me. Half a gallon of the solution. You gotta drink it down. But I'm overhydrated right now. I'm at the point where I feel like I got this much liquid in me, but it's coming out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm being graphic. Listen, fellas, guys out there, you have to do this. Because at first I wasn't listening to G and OG. You got to do this, yeah. And at this point now, there's no more. I got no more to give but liquid, and it's coming out like pee, and it's not nice. What? It is, but it is. G told me. I don't know what else to tell you. It's coming out like a faucet.
Yeah, like water. Like
water. Because at first I thought I was peeing. I'm not peeing. Listen to me. Get plenty of wipes. What? What do you want me to say? I'm telling you how I feel. Paper will hurt. Because they say on the paper, if it starts to hurt a little bit, use Vaseline. I'm not slathering Vaseline on myself.
Oh, Lord.
I would rather wipes than, yeah. You're right, Matthew. You got to take care of yourself. And yes, I am a squirter right now. If that's what you want to call it, come on here. Yes. It is. Yeah. Thank you, OG. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. OG says, man, for those of you that have reached that age, please have your colonoscopy. Getting checked early saves lives. As black men, some of us do not like going to the doctor. That is a true statement, man. That is a true statement.
Listen to me. And I'm one of them, but I'm learning as we all talk as fellas that we got to do better. And it's in my fancy, I didn't want to do this. I did. I'm glad that there's a better solution for when my wife tried to get me to do it a few years ago on Valentine's Day. What was his name, Doctor?
That was your prostate exam. That was not a colonoscopy.
The prostate exam, whatever. But I saw that man had he could palm a basketball. I said, "You think you finna do that to me on Valentine's Day? You crazy?" But now I guess this is a different process. However, and she told me what was going on. And at first I said I want to be up, and she was like, "No, you can't be up." And then that when you told me, you like, "Bro, you go
best sleep of your life. Best sleep of your life."
Man.
Yeah, best sleep of your life, man.
Nevertheless, fellas, I will say this here. I took the advice of other grown men that I trust. I'm saying the same thing to y'all. I'll on Wednesday, I'll tell you how I felt. I will tell you what I went through, because I'm getting it from G and the OG, but I'll be ready to tell you.
All right, man. Way to start the show off, man. Matt says, I'm 40 now. I'm scheduling mine soon. I had a regular checkup at 39 just to make sure. And that's excellent. That's excellent. And Matt, man, appreciate you getting on here, my dog. Make sure y'all check my cuz out as well. Cooking Dad's drink reviews. Man, he's blowing up on YouTube. Check him out, man. He has every drink that you would like. If you don't know about him, this man has plenty of what do you call it? Inventory in his house, man. So he'll give you the update. He'll give you the good and the bad of it all. And if you like to eat a little something too, man, he throws something on the grill as well, man. He's a cooker as well. So check my cuz out on YouTube, and I'm not sure if he's on any of the social media platforms yet, but definitely YouTube, and hit that subscribe button while you're out there. Yeah, Quest, man, we serious, bro. We at that age, man. This is something that we really, really have to talk about, man. As black men, as men, we got to talk about this, man. So I appreciate my brother being vulnerable out here to everybody, man. So
and honestly, Quest, I wasn't like this at first. I had to get the information from people that I trust, because I didn't know that G had it either. I didn't know that he had the situation, or he's gone through the process, and the OG.
He doesn't listen to his wife.
It's not that I don't listen, but at the same time, you can't tell me how G felt. He could tell me what was happening. He told me. You didn't know.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, Matt. Yeah. So Kamaria asked in the chat, man, when should he get it done? You know, how much time does he have? Kamaria, what are you, 36 now? 36, 37? So you have about 3 years. I know they said 40, maybe 45.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got maybe 5 to 10 years, man, that you got to do it, man. So
Unless you have a family history. Then
Unless you have a family history, yes.
unless you have family history, okay.
Yeah. Unless you know somebody between your mom and father, if there was any, like I said, colon issues,
Mhm.
then yes, go get it checked ahead of time.
So to put it in perspective, I believe Chadwick Boseman was 42 when he died, and he had been battling for years. So he actually had the cancer sometime in his 40s. I mean his 30s.
30s.
But didn't get diagnosed, I think, until about 40 because so it starts earlier and the rates are higher in Black people, but of course because insurance provisions are not centered around people of color, the insurance authorizes it typically around 45. So you might have to advocate to have it done earlier, but just being Black is enough of a reason to have it done earlier.
Yeah, and doctors, from what I've found out, man, they are open to doing it early now because, like you said, it's happening early and earlier in Black men. So you'll be 45 in July, big dog. So you can go ask about it and see if you can get a checkup just to be on the safe side, man. It's never too early to find out, So,
and I'll be honest with you, with the company that we work for, I was fit in because there's no problem with billing. Right. You know what I mean? So because I was wondering, she's like, can you do it this way? No. Can you do it on this day? No. Because we drivers. And I said, listen, I can't be behind the wheel and you telling me that I'm finna have a loose, caboose. And she was like, oh my God, you drive. I said, yes. Yeah. And so she's like, you can't do that. Because at first I was talking to G them, I was like, I'm going to work this day. He said, oh no, you going to work. I said, what you mean I can't go to work? I ain't finna burn no day. You gotta burn the day.
Yeah. Put that day on in.
He told me, I was like, what you mean? I had burned a day. And I was like, oh. And she was trying to give me like a Wednesday or a Tuesday. I was like, so that means I had to burn 2? No. No. So she fit me in. I said, big shout out to I forget the doctor name, but at the same time, fellas, I'm saying this because at Emory. But you got question. If you hitting 45, you're behind. And I'm not saying this to push you because I'm 48, and she told me that I was a few years behind myself. So right now at 45, between 40 and 45, you should be doing it. So get her done, Pip. Get her done. So
get her done.
So G, help me out here real quick before we get into this. So this is how the doc told me. Because at first I wanted to be awake because I was like, I need to see what y'all are doing. And she was like, she started laughing. And she kind of gave me that pat, like, oh, that's so special. You want to be up and watch what I'm doing. She go, can't be up. And I was like, why I can't be up? And then she go, you can't drive and somebody got to drive you back. Now, like fellas, I heard we talk. G told me, you just heard him say, oh, you're going to have the best sleep in your life. She told him countdown or whatever.
She asked me like, when were you born? What was your birthday? I was like, September. Woke up. They was like, all right, you can go. Y'all are done. Like it seemed like 2 seconds, but you was in there hours. But knocked out.
See, that's what I'm talking about, fellas. See how he told me he been in there hours because I wanted to be up, and she was like, "Baby, you not finna watch what I'm finna do." I said, "Well, I just want to watch what you're doing." She told me, she go, "Listen, I am going to." She said, "Now she was explaining to me how the backside opens up and closes because we have to you have to relieve yourself." She said, "I'm gonna open yourself up to almost size of a golf ball." All right, no, you ain't even do me like that. That's why I want to be up, so I tell you. And she go, no. And then she kind of explained to me, she's gonna use the tube and the video, and she's gonna pull out because I didn't know what a powder was until OG and G was telling me, she said they look like little flowers. You're gonna pull them, and check for everything, check for cancerous cells. I can't eat anything red, nothing with a. So this is how she explained to me real quick. I started this week with what I was eating. I couldn't eat salad, no kind of fruit, no kind of nothing with a hull over it. And she started me 5 days ahead. Like G was saying, that was a little bit earlier than he went.
Mm-hmm.
Processes are different, but nothing red because you don't want it to look like blood. But when she was talking to me, I ain't gonna lie, my heart was pounding, my head was tingling on the top. I wanted to run when she was talking to me, But I was like, let's get this out the way. I'm doing it for my children too. You feel me?
Right. That's most important, man. The family. You gotta be there for your family. And I'm just proud of you, man, wanting to know all the information, dog. I gotta say, I gotta be more intuitive, because I didn't ask no questions.
I had nothing. You just went in there.
Hey, I said, hey, man, I knew y'all supposed to do this, dog. Let's do it. Like, I don't want to know what you're doing, how you doing it, man. Just take care of me. So
you a soldier. You a soldier.
Look, man, I don't want to know, dog. I don't want.
So let me ask you, what made you go? If you didn't ask no questions,
time. It was time. It was time. Like, hey, man, you know what? I'm at this age. I'm hearing people say it's time to go. As a black man, let's go. So
why didn't you ain't ask no questions though? You ain't want to know nothing.
No, that's too much information.
I need to know. And she was the one. I said, "Are you the one doing?" She go, "Yes." I said, "You gonna be doing? Checking my oil? You know what I mean?" And she's like, "Yes." Do you have a problem? I said, "I don't have a problem." But I'm like, this is what you do for a living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like she said, worst case scenario is because I was like, "Am I gonna be hurting on the backside? Like jugging? Or tell me what I'm going up against here." And she was. You feel me though, right? And she was like, "No," she said, we just open you up so I can service." And I was like, she kept doing this, and I was like, why you got your hand like this, And then she was like, "What you mean?" I said, "You need to be doing this." You know what I mean? And she's like, "No, I gotta get it up in there." And I was like, "Oh my Lord," I'm sitting there, but she was telling me what to expect.
Yeah.
You don't need to be up when somebody is golf ball size movement.
Yeah, see, I didn't know all that. I'm just you told me that. I didn't know all that.
Say you told me.
Yeah, you
look, and then typical big brother fashion. OG called me after we had that show. He said, "Hey man, just gonna let you know this ain't for the faint of heart." And in my mind, I'm like, I don't want this kind of call. You know what I mean? And then he said, "Hey, I done did it 2 times. You be fine." He said, "But you need to go to sleep," because he heard me. When we were sitting there talking, he said, "I had to kind of talk to you," and he. Oh, go ahead, man.
So, OG said, "Man, the more you ask, that causes you to get more nervous." So, yeah. All right, man. Well, y'all see how we starting the show out. This is we haven't even gotten into the show, man. But this is how we started out, man. So we appreciate y'all sticking with us. Everybody that was sticking with us now. They done fell off. But we appreciate everybody out there. Let's give our wonderful sponsor, Mr. Alvin Jameson, a huge shout out. Are you in the market for a new home or looking to refinance your conventional, FHA, or VA loan? The crew and you have the perfect guy for you, the mortgage guy, Alvin Jameson. That's right, Alvin Jameson at alvinjameson.com. You can also reach him as we do at 404-587-9033. Financing a home can be one of the biggest investments you can make. Go with the crew and you trust, Alvin Jameson. And when you reach out to him, let him know you heard it from the crew and you. Thank you, Mr. Alvin Jameson, for being a wonderful sponsor of our very first segment. All right, Kanisha, man, let's go ahead. We're going to jump into our show, man. We appreciate everybody out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Remember, when you come to the channel, man, tell a friend, bring a friend, and when you come, don't come by yourself. This is episode 71, and we're going to talk a little bit about Micah Parsons still not being signed. Why? And will he be signed, man? We'll talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about Sweet 16. My baby girl's having her Sweet 16 next month, in May. And they have some teams that have made it to the Sweet 16 in March Madness. So we'll talk about that as well. And then I want to get a little messy. Man. I don't know if you all have seen the video that's out right now with Washington Commanders quarterback, Mr. Jaden Daniels, and superstar, college superstar, Juju Watkins. Just chit-chatting, but being interrupted, man. You know, I want to see what y'all think about that. And his mom going a little bit too far, you know. So we'll if we have time, we'll jump into this. Some, you know, I want to get a little messy today. All right, so Kanisha, let's go Sweet 16 because I know Corey want to ask me about this Micah Parsons thing. So let's go Sweet 16.
Okay, let me give my disclaimer. So here's what's funny, everybody. My husband just last minute said he need me to fill in for him. Just so that everybody knows, I have been super busy and it's Lent, so I've given up social media. So I am so out of the loop with so many things in the world. So, and I definitely don't know what's going on with men's. I will try to help out. Okay. I know my Southern University Jaguars made it and unfortunately lost to the girls, the women. Right. They lost to UCLA. But I'm gonna try, y'all. But I have not been keeping up with men's.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to put you in the loop a little bit. Right now, we have some definite teams that are in. Auburn and Michigan will be playing. I believe they're in San Francisco. Kentucky and Tennessee, they'll be playing in Indiana, I believe it is. Then you have Texas Tech and Arkansas that are playing each other. You have Florida, who has made it. They're waiting on a winner. I can't remember who else will be playing. Duke is in as well. Duke has moved on. BYU and Alabama are playing in the next, and Houston and Purdue are playing. So we're still waiting on. Let me see, 1, 2, 4 more teams to finish.
Is Gonzaga still in the running?
Gonzaga has been knocked out. They got knocked out by Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So, I'm gonna tell you the teams that's looking good out here, man. Duke is looking outstanding. Cooper Flag, should be National Player of the Year, College Player of the Year. That team is deep. I think I told OG when they picked up these recruits that they brought in one of the best recruiting classes that Duke has had in a very, very long time. Even compared to the Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett recruiting class.
My favorite male rookie from last year came out. My favorite male player from last year came out of Duke, Jared McClain.
Jared McClain, okay.
Yeah.
And he's balling in Philly.
Until his injury.
Until his injury happened to him. So yeah, man. Houston looks good as well. BYU.
Sweet 16. Okay.
Yeah. BYU may give Alabama some problems, man. But one thing they do not do is turn the ball over, and they shoot the strings off that ball, man.
Houston is the best defensive team out there in the thing right now.
Yeah, Houston and Tennessee. Don't forget Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee got a heck of a defense, man. I believe.
You talking girls or the boys? We talking boys.
Boys, yeah, boys. I believe I want to say Houston and Tennessee played each other in the regular season, and it was a battle. It was a battle, you know. I think it was the 1 and 2 as far as defensive teams. So,
did you see your coach from UConn got emotional?
Well, he's an emotional guy, but I appreciate the way he handled the loss. I don't mind. I don't mind the coach being emotional. It shows he cares. It shows that he wants the best for his players, and I think players appreciate that as well. But he didn't put the blame on the referees. He didn't put the blame on some calls that were missed or not made. So, which there was some questionable calls in that game, and some calls that didn't go his way. And even though when he walked off the court, he told he told the who was it? Who did Duke play?
I was just watching that.
The team that Duke played. He told them, man, hope the refs don't F you up too.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but when he came out to do his interview, man, he gave all credit to Florida. So didn't discredit them in any way, man. So I like that from Hurley, man. He's a heck of a coach. They are 2-time national champions, back-to-back national champions, man. So not coming up short, I can tell that really hurt them, man, and that team that they had, man. So
facts. Duke played Baylor.
See, that's what he called out. So welcome back, Kamarier. Welcome back, big dog. And make sure y'all check my dog out, the Christianist podcast. They have a great podcast, man. I love listening to their story and listening to their journey with God, man. So all right, so yeah, so Corey, man, and I'm disappointed. Let me put this out here too, man. I'm disappointed in everybody out there.
What's that?
We only got 7 people that signed up for
The brackets.
our bracket. You remember last year we had like 50
20
people.
Was it that?
We had a bunch. I don't know what happened. But those 7 people, I love y'all. I mean,
you know what? I think I got an answer for that because I think I won the brackets last year too. It's hard to go up against a competitor like myself. When you want to win, when you think that you are a winner, but then you're like, oh man, Corey's already lined up, his brackets. It's tough to do that. So I don't blame the fans because it's hard to win against me, man. It is. You should know. Get this L all the time.
You didn't win last year.
I didn't. Who won?
No. Jill.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Then I win before though, right? I won before.
I don't recall you winning.
What you mean I did?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
I did win one time.
Yeah, I don't think you did, buddy. I don't think you did.
No, you just did a random speech. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're right. It was considering how many we had last year. We should have had a lot more. But maybe that was maybe we didn't advertise it because we did do it quick.
We did, and I don't know how you don't do it quick because they only allow you to do it after everybody's in.
Right, and you only get about a day.
Yeah. Hey Ari, how you doing? Your hair is pretty.
Thanks.
Where'd you get lip gloss from? Where'd you get down? Get over there.
I didn't got lip gloss.
You did get on lip gloss. I smell it and I see it. I don't know how you deal with your daughter, boy.
Oh man, daughters are something else, man.
I believe it.
Yeah,
you're right. I think we talked about it more because when you start putting it out there, I know you put the information out there later, but I think we talked about it maybe a little bit more.
We did talk about it a little more. Yeah, NF Skull is in it. My boy, my guy Antoine T Scoops from Twitter, he's in it. He's actually in first place. He and NF Skull are in first place together, man. Okay. Yeah, Corey and I. Corey's in third place because they're tied for first. You're in third place. I'm in fourth place, and Jill, James, and somebody else is like bringing up the rear. But you know how this goes.
Yeah.
You know how this goes, man. So,
so Eric didn't get in. I gave him the information. I gave my wife the information.
You gave it to me very last minute.
Yeah, I didn't. I know, no. We, like I said, I'll let everybody know who's all in right now. But
I gave it to a few people. I thought they were gonna get in.
Yeah, it was a struggle for everybody to get in. I understand. I'm not really mad at y'all. Let's see. Scott Walding. That's okay. Yeah, okay. Scott. I got my boy Scott in. I didn't do a good job either letting the people getting people in myself, man. So OG said he did a bracket, but for some reason it didn't show up. But he said he can see it. He probably in a different league
or different
league. Yeah. he probably went back to the old league. He's probably the only one playing.
I wonder if that happened to a few people.
I wonder.
Because on my CBS one, I got a CBS bracket group. It seemed like they don't delete the one from the previous year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes you can get in that same one, one from the previous year or a different group, and it can, like I said, you'll have a bracket in there, but you just won't be in the right group.
Right. Yeah. Well, looking at the standings now, Ethan is in first place. But Ethan can't win because Ethan had Baylor
as his winning
thing. So
win the whole thing.
Wow.
Okay.
My guy C Cup Stocks, he's in second place. I'm now in third. James Littlejohn has came up. He is in actually third as well. He's with me, tied up. And Corey, you have fell down to fifth place. Just that fast, man.
That's all it takes is one game and 2 or 3 losses.
Yeah, I don't know who you had today that lost, but it didn't look good. Don't
you know what? I figured out who I want my dark horse to be.
Okay, it's a little late, but okay.
I'm saying they're in it now.
Okay.
Arkansas.
Okay.
He say so. Okay. And you'll get none of that. I'm giving Calipari his flowers because he's back in this thing.
Yeah.
I think he's finna go up against Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. Okay.
Yeah, Texas Tech. Yeah.
Listen, that lets you know how good coaching can be. When you had a team that was not relevant the year before, now they're,
Yeah. They and then also St. John's.
Yeah.
St. John's was the worst team in the what are they in? The what conference they're in?
I don't even know what it is. Up in New York. I don't even know either.
I know what it's called.
But St. John's lost to Arkansas.
They lost to Arkansas.
Yeah, but you said they were back in the dance. When they won it. Right.
Hey, Pee Wee, I said we were tied. Say you're tied up with me. We're 3 on third. That's what I said.
Lord.
I didn't lie on you. Oh, at first you was though. You was at the bottom before they. You were at the bottom at first, but we're tied now. Yeah. What? Big East. There you go.
Is that what they are? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're Big East. All right. So, if I had to pick a dark horse now, so late in the game, I'm gonna go with BYU as a dark horse.
How
come? They shoot the ball. They don't turn the ball over. They have some bigs that can play. They can go inside out. And they're just a hard team to stop.
Okay.
They can, like I said, they can shoot the strings off that ball, man. So BYU. They play Alabama, man. Alabama got to be on their P's and Q's against them, man.
Yeah. So the number 2 Alabama playing number 6 BYU. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right.
So if you had to guess right now of a winner of this whole thing right now from what you just seen going into Sweet 16, who you got?
Oh, Duke. Duke is the best team out there.
That man Flag. I know you've been looking at Flag for a while. God.
Him, the shooter. The big man. They have a solid squad, man. And Shire is doing a heck of a job over there at coaching, man. Yeah, he's doing a heck of a job. I like what he's doing. The pickup of Zion over there. Out of Georgia, that big strong kid, man. They got a good squad.
So let me ask you this: considering I know you've been looking at Cooper Flag for a while now, so the story is right now is about him going to the draft. Now he wants to stay at Duke for another season, and if you were his father, they were talking about this on the big letter groups. What would you tell your kid right now? Because what they're saying is he could possibly lose by staying at Duke an excess of 75 to 125 million, in a big contract. If he doesn't come out this year, as a father, being at Duke, because he said he wants to stay, what would you tell that kid?
Honestly, man, that's a great question, and I would probably tell him to stay because Yeah, I don't think he's gonna lose any money going into the NBA. I think even next year he'll be the number one player again next year. He's just that good. But I would tell him for another reason. You don't want to come in there and have to play maybe for the Washington Wizards or maybe for the Utah Jazz. You don't want to play for a really, really bad team like that.
But if you the number one pick, you going to, that type of team.
Well, the good thing about the NBA, lottery
Okay.
is, that the worst team don't always get it. So, but there's so many bad teams out there, dog. You would hope that you want to go to a good fit for Cooper Flag.
But what they're saying is because I guess their television contract is about to expire. He can lose out on, with this contract, which is, it says lucrative contract deal that they're probably going to kind of cut out. He can lose out on the back end of a contract between 75 to 125. So with the money be your most important thing, or going to a team that he'll end up having to showcase his talents. But what will be the most important factor in staying in college versus going to the NBA?
For Coop, I don't think I'm not gonna say the money don't matter. But I believe money follows how great the player is.
Yeah.
No matter what. So we all know that he's a great player. He doesn't have to chase the money. So that money's gonna come to Cooper Flag, man. So I would, if he wanted to stay in college another year, man, I would say go ahead and do it, man. Especially at an organization like Duke is, that he's getting the training there as well. He's getting the best of the best. His game is not going to be held down. He's going to blossom in that system. He's going to blossom at that school. The workout program, the fitness program, the weight room program that they have there is almost second to none, man. So
there's no other kid in the league right now that you feel like could topple him as far as the number one pick that's coming up. Because like I said, I give you the credit. You found Coop early. Is there another guy coming up in the college ranks that could possibly be the next pick that could, I guess be a hindrance for him to be the number one pick even for next year?
Well, they say Ace Bailey is him and Ace are probably gonna go 1 and 2.
Who is Ace Bailey?
Ace Bailey, another kid out of Georgia. He actually plays for. They didn't do well at all this year. Oh gosh, what team?
He's in college now.
Yeah, he's in college. He's up north. He's playing up north.
Let me see, Ace Bailey.
I can't remember what school it is, but they didn't do well. I think they had like 7 wins this year.
Oh, he's in Rutgers.
Rutgers, up north. Yep.
How did Rutgers end up getting a player like that?
I have no idea. So two of the top players actually went there. He has another guy up there, but they just coaching matters.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Coaching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, coaching.
Yeah,
matters.
they just took an L to USC.
And NIT.
That's in that USC was in NIT.
That's NIT.
Oh crap. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so you're saying that could be your number 2 pick?
I didn't even know they made. I didn't even know he made it NIT. But yeah, they are. They're saying that they're probably 1 and 2.
So the kid went to McEachin. Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would, if I was Coop, and OG says, man, it's always the opportunity to get hurt again. It is, but you can't live off that. You can't live off ifs. You know what I mean? And you can go to the league and get hurt. So I think he can. I wouldn't be like, oh man, why Cooper messing up the money like that? Cooper gonna get that money no matter what. That money gonna come to him. So with that being said, man, are you good on Sweet 16.
In terms of what? Like who I'm picking?
Oh no, you picked Duke too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, yeah. You gave me your dark horse. You gave me your winner of it all. So
Am I going? I would stick with Duke too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't changing.
You ain't changing. I don't blame you, dog. I think they're the best team out there. Best team out there. So all right, man. Let's go ahead. Let's move on. Let's transition on. Let's talk a little bit. You said you asked me a little something about a player of mine. You said that I've been putting out some social media TikToks and
Allow me then.
Okay.
Allow me. So because like I said, big Chuck, he told me not to take it easy on you on this particular topic that we're coming up with. Because he said that I tend to baby you a little bit when it comes to your team. Lately, you've been putting out a lot of social media TikTok, a lot of buzz coming through the people that you know about a particular player, Mr. Parsons. Now, I know we've had talks before, and you were saying that the Cowboys are going to take care of the business. Cowboys are going to get this man his extension. Cowboys are going to pay the man what he's worth. And I know Chuck is always getting your hell behind that because we understand that the Warbucks is always kind of slow opening up the wallet to give a player his just due. And right now, your predictions are behind in terms of when you said it was supposed to happen. Now, do you have a change in that? But tell me this, because they were talking about this once again on the big letter companies, that Parsons deserves his money. What's taking the Cowboys so long to ink this deal?
So, I think I've always told you all this. It's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to contracts of this magnitude. There's a lot of stuff that you have to get right when it comes to a contract this big. And so it's not just hey, come to the table, sign this. It's a negotiation. It's a back and forth.
That ain't no. You're being politically correct right now. You put out 2, possibly 3 of your social media posts. We're gonna make this deal done. I told y'all we're making it happen. I'm putting the words back in your face right now. What happened between then and now, G? What's going on?
So they have been talking. They're in negotiations. He has an agent that is about getting his client the most money out there. He's going to get that man every penny that he deserves.
Okay.
Micah Parsons, on the other hand, is like, hey man, I don't need to be the highest paid. I need to put money. I need to have money to the side for us to build, to build a team so we can go compete.
So he don't want to be the highest paid?
He doesn't want to be the highest paid. So
how do you know that?
Because he's come out and said that. These are his words. He wants the organization to have some money left over so they can bring in extra players. So I think it's a battle between himself and his agent, and then of course with the ownership. So they're negotiating. So I got some intel from a close friend or close relative of his, and he said,
wait. You got some intel from who?
A close relative of Micah Parsons.
You know a close relative of Micah Parsons?
I don't know him personally, but we converse a little bit, through social media.
Okay.
And the intel came out. It wasn't just to me, so I don't want to make it seem like he was just telling me this information behind closed doors. It was out there to the world, and he said, hey, this deal is here. We're just waiting on that ink to dry.
Is that why you came out and said, we're doing something, baby? We will make this thing happen. Is that the reason why you made the post that you made?
Yes. It is.
So you made a post off a third party. Now you made your post. It's been almost a week, right?
I made the post on maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday. So almost a week, yeah. Almost a week, yeah.
Okay. But when you said that, were you expecting it to happen immediately, or is coming down the pipe?
I think I did it that night, so I definitely expected it to happen like that next morning. Breaking news to happen.
Yeah. You did breaking news.
It didn't happen, man. So a couple of us, reached out to, my guy and was like, hey, man, I thought you said that it was about to go down, man. What happened? The man said, y'all know I don't know nothing. Wait a minute.
Oh, whoa.
Well, yeah, wait a minute. So, but he does know a lot. So that, I mean, it's coming down. It's just a matter of time.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm riding with James Lil John on this one. Miss me with all the process stuff. You say he don't want to be the biggest, he don't want to be the highest paid. When his talent it rivals that of Cleveland's. It don't rival? What? What did you say?
No. And Micah Parsons.
She said it doesn't rival Micah Parsons. That's a whole nother story. But okay.
And Micah Parsons is by far my favorite Cowboy. Like, he's one of my favorite players in the Cowboys here.
Okay, but he's one of the best. Nevertheless, okay. But at the same time, you're giving me subpar information here. Same stuff that you've done. So before I go deeper into that, my man is here now. Because he probably couldn't sit back and allow me to do this.
He couldn't hold it.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Chuck Lil John, who's already shaking his head.
I'm not gonna be on here long, but I cannot sit back and let G tell this hot one about they just waiting for the ink to dry. Because we heard the same thing with Dak Prescott. We heard the same thing with CD Lamb. And every time they go to sign these stars with these mega deals, it's either right before the season start or right after the season start. But G always tell us it's going to happen before training camp. I mean, so, anybody out there, I know Cowboy fan, you may take what he's saying, but anybody else that watch this show, you go know that his predictions are never, ever right. Never. I cannot sit back and let him come on here and make these boisterous statements about waiting on the ink to dry. Like it's going to happen in a couple of weeks.
So do you feel like his projections are a little bit blasphemous here, or are we following him down a blind hole?
I'm not following him down that rabbit hole, because that rabbit hole has always been closed. You can't get back out.
Well, no, he knows something. He's giving, actually, I'm sure he's giving really good intel. If we all know Jerry likes to make a grand entrance, so he's waiting for the right moment to
is it that important to do that, a grand entrance, G?
Well, it is, because he's doing everything he can to keep the Cowboys name out there. So while you're not, everybody's, like you said, the 4-letter markers are talking about, man, when is Micah going to get a sign? When is Micah going to get signed? If he goes ahead and gets signed right now, or last week, what are they going to be talking about? Nothing. They don't have any Cowboys to talk about.
They still going to talk about stuff because y'all still going to do something crazy.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know.
CG, you always say that the 4-letter networks always want to talk about the Cowboys. Well, they're talking about the Cowboys, and let me be 100% clear on the statement I'm about to make. It's based on that self-proclaimed name. As I repeat again, self-proclaimed name that you are America's team. So if you want to be America's team, then you take the heat from America.
But I will be honest with you, OG. They were talking about it just today,
And they gonna keep talking about it.
I know. That's why, because they're America's team.
No, that's what you say. Didn't you just hear me say self-proclaimed?
Well, why else they talking about emoji?
Because y'all doing what you do.
Procrastinate.
And people like you come out here with these false narratives about what's gonna happen, just like your owner. So y'all all walk in the same shoes. You just have different colors.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think I'm walking, the path of, unrighteousness. I think this is all right. I think what I said is about to happen is going to happen.
But,
Okay.
does G make a point here? I mean, does the OG make a point here? You do this every year though to us.
Do they not get signed?
But not when you say they go get signed, G.
I mean, my time might be off, but
it's always off.
But do they not get signed?
They get signed,
I
but what
could
I'm
have
saying
swore a lot of y'all were saying that we about to trade Dak.
What I'm saying in here, G.
We getting rid of Dak when we got Trey Lance. What I heard from a lot of y'all.
And see, that's what I'm saying. So it's people. So you wonder why people have to fight what 4-letter networks say stuff. It's because of people like you to come out here with these false narratives. The ink, all they gotta do is wait for the ink to dry. Well, God dang it, how long does it take ink to dry?
I mean,
get a blow dry. Get a blow dry and blow it dry. Something.
I mean, they're not in a rush. They're not in a rush to get for it to dry. That's all. Because, like I said, we need Jerry Jones is the ultimate salesman.
Right.
He's the ultimate salesman. He knows how to let everybody wait, and then boom, he blows up.
Don't you think that's getting a little bit old though? You know, like when you got a player that's waiting for to get his just due. Why is that still a thing?
And let me tell you this: I don't think it's really a thing to the player because I think they already told the player we about to get this thing signed. We gonna sign you. I'm just gonna prolong this thing out. Just so I can keep my name out there. Y'all, because you don't never hear anything about Micah Parsons talking about, man, they ain't signing me. You didn't hear nothing about CD. You didn't hear nothing about Dak Prescott. None of them.
CD didn't show up for camp. CD didn't show up for camp.
He didn't show up for camp, but you didn't hear him on the social media talking about it.
But him not showing up for camp was a statement. That was his statement.
No, well, you don't go to camp. You don't go to camp.
You don't have to always speak it. You can show up with action.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people out there talking about it before.
So you don't think Micah Parsons is thinking like, you don't pay me what I'm owed? Mm-hmm. You don't think that messes with the man's psyche?
No. He knows he's getting paid, and that's what he said. I know I'm getting paid. Y'all gonna same thing Dak said. I know I'm gonna get paid.
So what I don't understand is, excuse me, y'all, is what is he selling by prolonging this? You say he's the ultimate seller. I mean, he's the ultimate seller. So what is he selling?
The brand.
How is he selling the brand by prolonging this?
Because you all are talking about it. The four-letter companies are talking about it. So when you talk about he's the one that came out and said any publicity is good publicity. He don't care if you're talking negative about him, if you're talking positive about him. Long as you talking about him, he doesn't care.
So let me ask you this: so you do that same sales technique, and then you do the same like let's go back with last year. You know how you paid CD, paid that. But did that get paid last year too? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then you don't finish where you needed to finish in your division. You do that little sales technique to get you talking and like you said to get all the buzz going. But then the performance happens behind, like you said, CD didn't show up for practice or didn't show up for early practice. But then that had a lasting effect with him and Dak. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? When you do that, and I don't know if Parsons will do the same thing, nevertheless, but I know my wife had told me a lot of times, you need to watch that dude's show because no telling what he's saying, how he's feeling. Yeah, she loved watching the dude. Yeah. But what if he decides to say, hey, listen, he ain't paying me my money, trade me. We notice that's what's going on lately. It's just when you don't do something like trade. What happens if Jerry gambles with this same type of advertising and it don't work?
Well, Micah Parsons is a great businessman. He understands what he is and how much he's in line to make. This man has already come out and said, "I'm not missing training camp. I'm going to be at training camp."
But then it's the same dude that dog got Leonard for leaving. You call him a sucker, for leaving.
Lawrence, and he called him a sucker. Yeah, he called him a sucker because how he left out, and he was a sucker for that. Now,
you serious?
Oh, absolutely. You don't leave the team and then complain about the team not winning when you was on the doggone team that wasn't winning. You
Also,
was
he was waiting on the bag. Also, y'all did him the same way. He waiting on the bag.
This man was the highest. We made this man the highest paid defensive tackle before anybody got paid. We paid him. He was on his third contract with the Cowboys.
And he was waiting for some more money.
We wasn't giving that man $14 million after this man is 32 years old, just
and
coming off an injury.
And look what he just got.
$14 million to play with somebody.
Y'all wasn't gonna pay him that?
No.
He was tired of being 12-5 and not getting no further.
No, he was part of that 12-5 and not getting nowhere. He was part of the reason.
But it wasn't. Now he's part of the reason. When you've been talking about when he was on the team, D-Law this. But when they depart and they go slam the team, then you want to come back and slam them.
You don't slam the team when y'all can't stop the run. You can't stop the run, and you part of the reason you can't stop the run.
You don't think holding on to the bread was a reason behind this either?
Oh no, you don't pay this man. You don't pay this man $14 million. This man, how many games he played last year?
Listen, if you wouldn't be talking this way if he would have resigned.
How many games Parsons played last year?
He played 13 of them.
Did he didn't play no 13 games?
He missed 4 games.
3 games.
He missed 4.
Oh, now he missed 4. See, we gotta go fact check this.
That's 13. That's 13 games.
Okay,
he only missed 4 games.
Yeah.
Let me go fact check this.
All right. Go fact check this. And Micah Parsons and Lawrence played 4 games last year. 4.
I mean, y'all got plenty of players that were hurt,
and we had a bunch of players that was hurt. Right, you're absolutely right.
But you can't blame the dude for that, though. You can't call him a sucker because of how he left.
This swan song again.
What? You can't.
Who else? Okay. Can you call Dak a sucker? No, because he's still with you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. He's still battling.
What I'm saying is it's unfair to do that at the end of the season and call the dude a sucker because of how he left. No, and like I said, it sounds like he made a business decision with somebody pay by that.
We didn't have a problem with that. It's the part where he came back and said, "Well, I wasn't gonna win with them anyway."
Because Jerry is. That's the problem. You don't go and talk about your team, your teammate that you just played with for 14 years. Like you don't do that.
Get your feelings off your shoulder. Taking it wrong with ain't never words.
That's like you leaving the show and then coming back, man. That show.
If I am a 14-year veteran of that ball club, I don't have the right to say that.
Now when you leave, say it while you're there. If you that big and bad, say it when you're there.
He probably did. You know, he just didn't do it on social media.
Yeah, no.
And you giving him an interview, he probably said it then. He said it then.
He didn't say it. That's why they came out of then.
You sound hurt right now.
Man. Yeah, you know what we say.
Hey.
D-Law can kick rocks.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
D-Law can kick rocks.
Yeah. So I guess Rico Dowd can kick rocks too?
With no shoes on. He ain't
said that yet.
With who?
Y'all gonna try to bring him back, I guess, because you got the number 1 running back from the Denver Broncos.
Listen, I ain't gonna talk about my job either while I'm there, but when I'm gone, you got plenty. I got plenty to say.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt y'all show, but I don't know why y'all still going down this rabbit hole talking about Dallas and GM Parsons. Because it's gonna be the same thing as it's always been about Cowboys being signed.
No, he didn't win it all, and he was part of the reason we didn't win it all. That's all.
He part of the reason y'all didn't win it all.
Yeah, he was on the team. Well, yes.
So are you blaming everybody on the team, not just him?
Everybody's on the team. Everybody on the team was part of the reason we didn't win it all. So you can't lead a team and say, "Oh, y'all was the reason." No,
you can't tell me what I can say now.
I mean, you can say it, but it ain't gonna be true.
Well, it's not true. He didn't tell no lie.
Y'all a team. Because you're a team.
But he didn't tell no lie. He didn't win with y'all.
He said he wasn't gonna win.
Right.
Yeah.
So y'all go win this year since he gone.
Well, we'll see.
Oh.
We'll see.
You're not putting the cards on the table like you usually do.
We never do. We never do that.
Man, you need to go head on. What?
I said we're gonna win it all.
I need to get you some Kinko Balata. That help your mind, baby. Because you have problems remembering.
I said we're gonna win it all. Can somebody pull a clip where I said we're gonna win it all?
You say it every year.
Hey, when you say it every year.
Uh,
You say it every year.
do
And
I?
she impartial. She's
I
impartial.
know I said I want us to go to the NFC Championship. So I said we gonna win it all. I said
this year you changing your song, you changing your tune this year.
oh wait, no. What did I say last year?
You go win it all. Well, you preach you go win it all.
Wait a minute, OG. What did I say last year?
Until y'all start falling like flies. Y'all done jumped out, beating everybody.
Ooh, no, we didn't.
Then you had the nerve. You and somebody else on the podcast to come back and try to rag my team. Washington hadn't beat nobody with a winning record. But where Washington end up at? Well, you go try to blast my team. Don't get happy. Don't get happy about what y'all doing.
Man, that was last year, man.
Now that was last. see how convenient stuff is. That's why I couldn't. As bad as this cough is messing with me, that's why I could not sit back and let you do this. Could not do it.
My wife said I say it every year too. I don't know what y'all talking about.
So 3 people have said you say it every year.
Yeah, prove it. OG, you got all the receipts.
Oh, don't think I won't. Don't think
I know.
I won't find it.
I need you to pull the receipts out.
Okay. It won't be hard. It won't be hard at all.
All right. let's get a little messy, man. Let's get a little messy. OG, yes.
Before you start talking about this, I got a bone to pick with you about this.
Uh-oh.
Because you made a statement when you first brought this up that Jaden was down there sitting beside a star. Like Jaden is not a star.
Did I?
Yes. Only star you referred to was Juju.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm sitting here listening.
Oh, do you want me to call Jaden a star too?
Oh no, it's too late now. We ain't gotta do all that. No,
Jaden, he's not a star. He had a good year.
I don't need your sympathy.
That man had one good year. You ain't not a star after one good year, man.
Okay.
Jaden is a star.
You go. You see.
Jaden's a star. That man played 1 year.
You see.
This is what I'm telling you. We crown people too early. We crown people. That man had a good season.
You will see.
And one good season, and they say this man is a star. I can't give a man a star yet.
I mean, we're not saying he's Hall of Fame bound, but he is a star or rising star in the NFL. That I think that part is kind of
okay. I'll put him on the rising stars. I'll put him on rising stars.
No, we don't need your little
like we do.
We don't need your little. We don't need your little
NBA All Stars. You know, you got the NBA Rising Stars. That's who he was.
Keep your little sympathy code. I don't need it.
So, Jaden Daniels, the rising star.
is being messy.
He did messy.
Is Dak a star? Yeah. What man? Do you know who Dak is? Yeah, we know. Yes.
They're about to talk about
you know you're a star. You know you're a star when you call him by only one name, Dak. Y'all say you still say Jaden Daniels. So
no, we don't say Jaden.
Say Jaden.
There's so many Jadens out there. There's so many Jadens out there. Hey, man, nobody.
But when we say Jaden, you don't have to worry about who we're talking about.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
But I think they call him JD5, man.
Yeah, who?
Hey, I got 5 on it.
You got to call him JD5 now.
I ain't heard him called JD5.
You all
what did I walk in on the hate for JD5?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We love JD.
That's what it was.
Because they say he's a star. I'm like,
no.
You don't think he is?
He is a star.
This man played 1 year and he's a star? Y'all just put y'all crown on anybody, man.
Well, we've seen him before.
He's a Cowboy team, you would say it.
Huh?
You heard what I said.
You got to put some work in, dog. You just don't have one good season and become a star. I've told y'all that. Like, you got to put some work in to become something, dog. You just
I believe that, but I'm saying, but he's known now. This man is known.
Star, being a star typically is not. I think you're mixing two things up, right? Star is normally something that comes along with not just success, but also with like the celebrity and the popularity. He has that. Like, we're not saying he's a Hall of Famer at this point or that he's the best quarterback in the league, but we're saying he is a star. He has become, in one season, a household name. He has become recognizable. He is a star. He has that popularity.
So I'm gonna tell you what somebody explained to me about, because it's debatable how we talk about what and who is a star. A star shines, right?
Mm-hmm.
My man shines pretty well.
It did for a year.
He ain't shining at LSU.
What did they do?
They went to they went up against a juggernaut in Georgia. In the
but
SEC
that's not
championship.
fair because you said Dak is a star. What has he done?
Hey, but he's been in there 8 years though. This man has been a top quarterback in the league. That's what he's done.
So your man been there 8 years. How many playoff wins?
Just as many as your man.
And how many years my man been there?
No, but playoff wins is not a quarterback stat. I don't know why you throwing that out there. That's not a quarterback stat.
But okay.
Stat.
I'm asking you a question. So this year you saying we're not gonna win the Super Bowl. We go get to the NFC. You just said it a few minutes ago. I told you change your tune.
Wait a minute. We didn't even talk about y'all going to the Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
You said the Cowboys. Your team. Your team.
Okay.
You just said a few minutes ago. After you lied, say you ain't never said y'all going to the Super Bowl. Now you saying y'all going to the NFC Championship game, right?
I said no. I did not say that. I said I wanted them to go to the NFC Championship game. That's what I wanted. Is that what I said last year?
I'm talking about this year just 10 minutes ago.
We didn't say nothing about this. We didn't talk about this year yet.
Lord have mercy.
We ain't talking about this year yet.
I said, so you changing the narrative for this year, but not saying your team go win the Super Bowl when you said we going to the NFC Championship game.
We were talking about last year, OG.
No, we were not. Because I asked you, how many times have you said, I said for the last, I don't know how many years you said your team go win the Super Bowl. You said you were not. Krista and Kanisha agreed with me. Corey was going on the run. Then I said, this year, all y'all going to the Super Bowl. You said we're going to the NFC Championship game.
No, I said I'm not saying that.
Boy, I'm gonna have to rewind this and play it. I wish I could rewind right now.
Wait, okay. Can we y'all need a moderator? Can we get back on task?
Yeah. Okay.
Galen,
I'm about to get off. We're going to a different subject. I couldn't just let this softness go with you telling these hot.
Kanisha, don't be. Hey, you know what I said, Kanisha.
Well, I need you on task because. So here's the thing, Galen. I don't knock you because I feel like delusion is part of the Cowboy brand, right? Like you cannot properly represent the Cowboys without being at least moderately in a state of delusion. But I love that about y'all. Like that's what I love about Micah. Micah thinks he's great at absolutely everything in the world, and I love that about him. Right?
That's a backhanded shot.
But no, it's the truth though. It's the truth. But but I want us to get back on task because we were talking about Jaden Daniels being a star or not being a star. And what I am saying is I do not think that the definition of star has to do with your stats or what you have achieved so far in the NFL. It is the name that you've already made for yourself and making yourself a household name or making yourself a brand. I think Jaden did that. I think Xavier Legette did that with just on the face of his personality. He did that. So you can be a star without being like, oh, you've established yourself, as like the greatest player or whatever in the league. Like that's not what we mean when we say star.
Okay, are we just talking about popularity? We're not talking about football in general.
I'm saying it's a mix of the two. It's a mixture of the success that he achieved in his rookie season, along with the name that he's made for himself. Those two things combined is what has made him a star. And I think that's undeniable. If he wasn't a star, we wouldn't even be having this conversation, right? Like nobody would care who Juju was talking to at the game because it would be irrelevant. We're having the conversation because he is a household name now. He is a star. There are eyes on him. That's the whole reason that this is even a matter of discussion.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So basically, what I'm
Great
saying
point.
is not throwing shade at Jaden just because you like to mess with Charles and hate on the Commanders. Don't do that.
But
Yeah.
you brought up
Thank you.
I'm about to debate that a little bit. So you brought up Xavier Leggett, and you calling him a star.
I'm saying he has made himself a household name. I'm not saying he's a superstar NFL player, but
No, don't change it up now.
no, I'm saying he has in a sense become a star, right?
Okay.
He's become a personality, a household name, someone that people recognize within the league. Like he has become.
So are we calling Xavier Leggett a star too?
Yeah, I think he's becoming a star.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. We just giving out stars for anybody.
Gee,
Corey,
nobody gonna agree with you, man, because they're not a Cowboy. You ain't giving.
I'm not saying he's a Pro Bowler. I'm saying he's
we're just talking about a star.
Yeah.
No, we're not giving out nothing unless they're a Cowboy.
I think we just call people stars. Just call them stars.
When the dude that eat the crazy foods and stuff.
Yeah, they do eat crazy foods. I don't know what he did. What he do on the football field?
He's a wide receiver, right?
Yeah. We know he wide receiver. I mean, did he play well? Well,
he had a decent season. His team sucked, but I mean, he did decent as a rookie.
You got to consider the quarterback rotation they had until Young started playing better toward the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he looks promising. He looked good out there.
So what I'm saying is, in terms of Jaden, when you become the most, you got the most offensive yards by a rookie, including playoffs in your first season. You shine like a star. You act like, so you play like one. Mm-hmm. He's becoming that guy. And like I agree with my wife when she said when they sat down next to Juju, it wouldn't have been a story if we didn't know who he was. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. His mama had to come between the two of them.
Yeah, I'm not saying we don't know who he is. I mean, yeah, I think
we might move on. You ain't gonna never agree, man.
I'm not saying we don't know who he is, but
let me ask you this: does he have potential starter?
Yes, he has potential starter. Yeah,
go ahead on with the topic.
But you got it. That comes over time. Yeah, you just don't give it to him because he had a good season.
Okay.
Just like Commanders. Well, I'm about to get them something because they had a good season. They're not.
You throwing shade now, right?
I just get a hater.
Yeah. Throwing shade now.
Like that, dog. I don't want you to give me jack. I don't want nothing from you. You know why? Because we go take it from you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see. Y'all talk a good game when y'all was out there. Y'all was out there sneaking up on people. Y'all the 100 now.
How did we get on Jay Daniels in the start?
We was talking about Juju. We was about to talk. We about to talk about Juju. We about to get messy. We about to get messy with that. And then OG said, "I didn't like how you said the star that Juju was a star. You didn't say Jaden Daniels was a star." He said, "We call it."
Okay, so just real quick, then we'll go to the mess that you want to start. Who was the most popular right in between with those two kids?
I mean, Juju.
I don't know. That's kind of
that's Juju.
No, they both are. And it's two different sports.
Yeah, true.
It's hard for OG, boy. Because
I'm just saying they both are in their right mind. They're in two different sports. Mm-hmm. So Juju right now, I think, is the face of the NCAA. Okay. Y'all tried to give it to somebody else last year.
It was somebody else. We ain't try to give it to somebody. It was somebody else last year.
and like Kanisha said, Jaden Daniels is a star, up and coming. And you will not see no second year slump.
Okay. They said that about CJ Stroud too. But okay.
Did his team make it to the playoffs this year?
I'm about to say don't. Wait a minute now. What you're not gonna do about CJ?
Wait a minute now. Did y'all see the type of season he had this year?
Did you see who he was playing with? He ain't had nobody.
He played with the same team he had last year.
No. He had some hurt players too. Are you serious, G?
So when his players was in there, they were still struggling. In his second season, he struggled. Y'all, you gotta admit the man struggled last. He struggled last year.
This is how you have a double standard, and your double standard is you can use when your players is injured as an excuse why y'all suck.
They made it to the playoffs.
But when somebody else say something about
we're
this
talking
dude
about
playing with
one
injured
player.
players,
That's what we're
then
talking
you
about.
want to
We're not
make
talking
a
about the
reason. You want to
Houston
make an excuse
We're talking
why
about
you
CJ
saying he
Stroud.
playing bad.
Did he struggle last year?
Did he make it to the playoffs with struggling?
Did not the team? Not you're talking about the team, OG. Did CJ Stroud struggle? That's the question. That's the question.
He was off by in terms of passing yards, a couple of 100 yards, from 23 to 24. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time,
we all watch the game, dog. You know when a guy's not playing as well as he played the year before. I don't get it. It's all quarterbacks struggle in their second year.
But he still threw for 3,700 though. He still threw for 3,700, and you call that a struggle? He threw for 4,100 as a rookie.
Look here,
they wasn't ready for it.
We complained when doggone Russell Wilson threw for 3,700. Yes, that's struggle. That's a struggle.
Russell Wilson talking about 2,700 versus 3,700.
Was it as good as he had the year before? All right, that's if you didn't do as good as you had the year before, is that not a struggle? Let's put it like that. Then.
If you're putting it that way, in your way,
if you didn't make as much money as you made the year before, did you have a down year?
What I'm gonna say is that team that he had the previous year was better when he had Diggs than this year here.
Oh, y'all are making so many excuses.
What you mean? You did the same thing for your squad when you talking about y'all beat up.
He got double standards.
No.
He said y'all beat up the whole year, right?
Lord have mercy.
Nevertheless, we'll go back to the Juju and Jaden situation. Now I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say this here. If you trying to cause a mess between that little sit down, look, big ups to his mama for saying, listen, I'm protecting my son. I ain't saying Juju is a bad chick or whatever. I don't know her that way. She's a I'm sorry, girl or student or woman. Okay. But I know his mom, she came in there and was like, listen, the camera's on. You need to pay attention to the game. All this that you doing online, whatever. That's Bronny old lady.
No,
that's not Bronny's old lady.
It's not.
It is.
You trying to make another love in basketball.
Really together.
That's what you trying to do. You trying to make another love in basketball.
Hey man, listen, I like Bronny better as a couple.
I'm team Jaden.
So what? Do y'all think it was a problem that? So OG said it's okay that the mom jumped in the middle of him, and I don't know. I don't know if she jumped in the middle of him to break him up or because I need to see the whole thing. But
if you come and sit in the middle, and then Juju talks to you.
Well, maybe that was her seat. Maybe she was just coming back to her seat.
That could have been it too.
Like you might. Somebody gets up and leave, and then you and the person is talking, so y'all stood next to each other while y'all talking. The person comes back.
But if you were Juju and I'm Jaden, I want to talk to you. My mom come out.
Mama, sit on this side. Sit over here.
Sit over here, mom.
We got.
Mama sit. Mama sit where Mama wants to sit.
We got 3 seats.
Exactly. You see her,
mommy manager.
Mommy manager. She is. Mommy don't let nobody talk to him.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
And it's like it ain't like she ain't find a woman fuzzy in Juju, because if she did, she would have sat on the other side like, go ahead and talk to Juju. Because Bronny old lady.
This ain't the message you want it to be.
However, I'll say this here though. I think Juju is a wonderful basketball player. You want her to find somebody, that's gonna be, warm and inviting. Jaden might be that dude. They did. Look, the internet it's viral now.
It's viral. It's viral.
It's definitely viral. But
I think we talked on the show before about black athletes, to getting out there and then finding white women, and she's about to maybe find him a black woman right there, and Mama said no.
You think? You said Mama done hated on trying to find a system?
Trying to find a system.
No, if first of all, I think everybody probably is reading too much into it. Again, I don't know because I have not been on social media since Ash Wednesday. But what I will say is, even if Mom was trying to separate it, she has a son to protect, but she also has a brand to protect, right? And so maybe right now they're trying to keep a focus on career and not deal in other entanglements. Or maybe she doesn't want the tabloid speculation. All of this, like the fact that it became such a big conversation, maybe that's what she's trying to prevent, because it is very hard to have privacy and normalcy and things like that. So maybe she's just trying to, because who knows, you know, maybe they talk, you know, outside or court somewhere and we didn't see it, but that's probably more appropriate than all eyes on them and now everybody is speculating and talking and all of these things. So mom is also his manager.
But you don't have that kind of reputation, though. This ain't Angel.
No, it's not. Excuse me. It's not about reputation. It's about keeping him focused on the trajectory of his career and letting people focus on what he's doing on the field rather than everybody's focus be on his love life. That's
but I'm saying it would have been a different conversation had that been Angel.
No, it was. Okay, me and you can talk about that later because
I'm talking about the look. You know, I'm not dogging it. I'm not dogging Reese, but I'm saying we're just talking.
You are though.
I know, but I'm saying I'm not. What I'm saying is, you understand what I'm saying?
No, he doesn't.
Don't leave me out there because you shook your head about 10 seconds ago. You know what I'm talking about. There's a different look that we saw with Juju because everybody like Juju. You know, right. Juju has a warm and inviting feeling that you like. Now if it would have been Angel, it would have been like this wouldn't be the same talk. Yes, Kamari, you feel it. If you feel unsafe. No, I don't feel unsafe.
You should.
I'm saying that's a different girl. Those are different girls.
They present differently. Is what you're saying. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Jaden Daniels, 24 years old. Is the mom, is she his agent? Is she like, what is she?
No,
I think she's a manager. I don't know if she's his out.
Who is Jaden Daniels' manager or agent?
Who's a man? That's manager and agent.
His mother, Regina Jackson.
Okay.
She's an NFLPA certified agent and business manager.
She did just recently become.
So y'all didn't believe me.
Oh, you said it? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you say it.
I said it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it says she is now a NFLPA certified agent and serves as his business manager.
So she was already his manager, but she just recently became an agent.
Okay.
Yeah, it said she became that in October 10th, 2024. So last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think she's crossing the line, but it's okay.
So she took over from Heather Van Norman, who served as his business manager first, and I guess she got certified and said, "I got my son."
I got my son.
Yeah.
Why do you think she crossed the line?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Because I think he's 24 years old. You gotta let that man be a man. If that man want to talk to this girl, let the man talk to this girl. I think at some point you can't coddle this 24-year-old forever. You gotta let this man grow up.
So let me say this: if she wasn't his mom, right? If that was a business manager who you didn't know, who stepped in and did that, would you have the same statement? Like if he had a male business manager that you did not know, was not related to him, who sat down in between them and appeared to say something to him in a conversation, would you also feel like the business manager overstepped?
Absolutely. I don't think I think you handle my finances or me getting deals, but you don't interrupt me trying to talk to women. Like my personal life. I think that's a little too far.
She handling the brand.
Yeah, because I'm going to say it's a difference between trying to stop him from talking to women versus drawing attention to something that may be becoming a public display and redirecting him as to how it looks publicly.
Well, hold up. But was that his mom talking, or was that the business agent talking when she stepped in between them two?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't know. Everybody's sitting here speculating. Nobody knows. Like I said, It could have just been that mom was returning to her seat and then said something, and then people,
ran with it.
started guessing as to what that was. We don't know, but I'm just saying, on one hand, I do agree with Galen, like he is an adult, but at the same time, I mean, he's just developing all of his brain capacity, right? So there's a reason there are people in place to guide them. Your frontal lobe don't fully develop until your early 20s. That's science. I'm telling you. So when it comes to things like managing money, but also with
frontal lobe,
also with curating,
he know what he'd like to see. He know he want to be sitting next to a nice looking woman. He want to try to holler, and your mama comes over. You didn't say my frontal lobe is just not waking up. I see a beautiful woman here. What you talking about?
What I'm saying is, as far as curating an image, there are every well-known athlete, top, there are people in place to help them do that. It just so happens that we believe we caught it on public display. But those conversations go on all the time. This is nothing new, whether it is a singer, an athlete, an actor. There are always people who are in place that will say, hey, it's not a good look for you guys to be seen at this location together. Or, okay, let's give, this relationship this amount of time. It doesn't mean you have to do everything that they say.
The stars don't waste their time sitting next to nobody, though.
The advice, what I'm saying is there's always an advisor there. We just happen to be under the belief now that we publicly saw the advising going on. And then because it also happens to be his mom, people are now weighing in on whether it was right, whether it was appropriate. But I'm saying these types of things go on behind the scenes all the time. That's not anything new.
Not with an up-and-coming star and a current star in the NFL.
And that, what she didn't want is what's happening right now.
Us to be talking.
We all out here speculating about why she did it, was it her seat, whatever the case may be. But when she sat down and had a few words with Jaden, you didn't see any rebuttal. Now,
well, he
he didn't look happy now.
Let me finish. Just keep in mind. Oh man, I just lost my train of thought. But my man,
you said he didn't say anything when his mom was talking.
Dang, what's the basketball play? Oh, from South Carolina. All right, just ahead. Brain lock.
Who's Steph Curry?
Huh?
Steph Curry?
Which one?
No, from South Carolina.
Mel?
The one that was getting in so much trouble.
Zion Wilson?
Zion.
No, not Zion. The guard, point guard.
LaMelo?
Play for
Morant.
Huh?
Ja Morant?
Yeah. So remember, I kept saying when Ja Morant was having all that trouble, that he needed somebody in his corner to give him a directive because his father was being more of a friend than a dad. So to me, that's what she's trying to do. And we speculating on what all was said, why she did it, or whatever the case may be, when nobody knows the whole story.
That's why
you have to have people in your corner just go look out for you. And I always said that about Ja Morant when he was going through all that trouble.
Guns and stuff,
yeah. I get what you're saying. I think those are like two different things, but I get
it's not two different stories. She in his corner, she looking out for him. He didn't want to be all over social media
from talking to people, women. I don't get that.
But I don't think that's what it is, Galen. I don't think, because again, Juju does not have any type of negativity surrounding her where there would be an issue with her not wanting him to talk to Juju. I think his mom wants him to have a private image. I think his mom wants him to be out there as an NFL personality, but not out there like when it's private life, because we really don't get a whole lot of personal details about Jaden Daniels and what goes on in his life. And I think that is purposefully curated by his mom. And I think she wants to keep it that way. So I think the issue, if there was one at all, probably had more to do with public attention of the two of them than him and Juju talking. I just don't believe that is what the issue is. This man has been away at college. He is in the NFL. His mom knows that there are women around. He's talking to women, and doing whatever, the case may be. I don't think that is an issue, but I think she has tried to curate a private lifestyle and image for him. And I think that's smart. I think, Jalen did the same thing in Philly. You know what I mean? Like him and Bree had been together, but for a long time, no one knew, what his relationship status was. Very meticulously, he kept that private and kept the focus solely on football, the first couple years, and then, kind of came out with, his long-term girlfriend. So I think his mom just wants a privacy thing, not a public display of who is Jaden talking to and being seen.
But this ain't the first time she's done that, though.
It's not.
Yeah, because she said that his problem is girls.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's not the first time.
This ain't,
It's in the first time. Yeah, it's in the first time.
Huh? Well,
it's come out before.
Yeah, she's come out when he was at LSU, and then his first year in Washington. She was basically saying, his problem is girls from Arizona to LSU to Washington. She said it's her job, to make sure that he's not. What's it? I think she used the word gold digger at the time.
Well, and LSU, that's very valid because them girls go to LSU to find a football player. That's
what's wrong with that?
What's
wrong with that?
What's wrong with gold diggers?
I mean, what's wrong with her looking out for her son, knowing what his goals are?
Nothing, but I ain't gonna lie. But if I'm 24 years old, though, if I attract women, I attract
at some point. At some point, man. I want to get married at some point. I can't have.
But does it have to be in the public light?
He's a public figure. It's going to be in the public light.
So do all players have their personal life out there on social media?
Most of them do.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
The stars?
The stars don't.
I don't. Name one star that don't.
You name the ones that do.
LeBron James, Steph Curry. You want me to keep going?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, and he ain't got no girl. And everybody want to talk about why he ain't got no girl. They want to. So
that don't even count. That don't even count.
It do count because every girl.
If he ain't got no girl, why that count?
Because they keep asking them. They keep asking them why you ain't got
a relationship. No girls, no relationship.
So it's out there. People want to know when you're a star. That's why girl is out there. Like
no, it's not. Who's she?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who Beck is with.
I mean, it's all you're not on social media like that, so that explains it.
I mean, I have been. I'm just off right now for Lent, but
so they were just in the Bahamas, and Eagles fans was heckling them while they was there. Like it's all over social media. So they probably said it on ESPN too. But I'm sure OG saw it.
So what about Lamar Jackson?
What about him?
You seen his life out there?
Mm-mm.
Huh?
No. Who is he married to?
Is he not a star?
Who's he married to?
Is he not a star?
Is he married?
Have you seen anything about his personal life? That's my point. You
is
don't
he
know.
Married? Is he?
We're
talking. So wait a minute. So you can go back to Kevin Durant. Then if that's the case in the OG. You don't even know the man married. You just put up a name.
No, what you said was all stars put their business on social media.
That they got somebody, right?
No, you said all stars.
We're talking about the people that got somebody.
All stars.
Are we not?
Put their business on social media.
You're switching it up, OG. We're talking about the people that have somebody. We're talking about the people that have somebody. Jason Tatum when he was dating his girl.
What did you say, G?
He's engaged. He's engaged. Dak is engaged.
Okay. Yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing about that.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't want me to say nothing about that.
Oh no.
Huh?
I don't know what you're gonna say about it. I don't know what.
You know what I'm gonna say.
What?
Look at that board behind me.
The board?
Yeah.
What board?
That board behind you. What color is it?
What board are you talking about?
Well, you got everything hanging up right there.
Oh, She's Hispanic. She's Hispanic.
Okay, let me say this. Galen. Galen, to your point, let me say this, right? I'm gonna use LeBron since you threw LeBron out there. I'm gonna use LeBron as a very good example of this, right? Mm-hmm. LeBron and Savannah have been together since high school. They have been together a long time, and everybody in Ohio, of course, knew who Savannah was. But when LeBron first came into the league, when LeBron first launched into superstar status, everybody knew Gloria, his mom. Mm-hmm. Nobody was talking about Savannah. Savannah was like their relationship was already existed. Bronny was already, mm-hmm. there, but it was still in the background. And that was still very much his private life. He let his career get solidified to a point before his family became a part of the brand with him. So nobody is saying that, Jada's going to become an NFL superstar. Nobody's going to know who he's dating or what he's doing. I'm just saying, I think it is very smart, especially for these young guys coming in the league, mm-hmm. to keep your not saying don't date, don't do whatever. Keep that private in the background. Let your first few years be focused on your career. Be known for what you do and not the distractions of who you do, right? Like, let that be the focus. There will be a time, because we live in an age of internet and social media, there will be a time where it is going to be inevitable that who you're with is going to be out there. But your dating life does not have to be a public spectacle when you are going into your sophomore season in the NFL. Like, that's just not. And I think that it is smart for him to be advised by his mom and whoever else. Mm-hmm. Talk to whoever you're going to talk to privately. Date whoever you're going to date privately. Right now, it's not the time to be publicly seen with women, period, and definitely not other up-and-coming superstars, because that becomes a distraction for what your purpose is right now, which is to make it in this league.
Mm-hmm. And starts rumors and talk that may not be true.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess, and you want to try your best to keep everything as private as possible, especially when you're a public figure like they are. So I can understand, I guess, not trying to do it out that way in front of everybody. It'd be difficult because you cannot date somebody that is a Juju status, because people are going to follow Juju around. People are going to follow Jaden around when you're walking around. TMZ is going to see you. It's going to get out there. So then you might have to end with somebody who's not I ain't gonna say a nobody, but somebody is not in the public light, like Savannah was, like Kobe Bryant's wife was, Vanessa, like Steph Curry, like his wife was. They were all somebody that they grew up with from a kid, pretty much. So it'd be difficult to try to keep it out the limelight, but especially if you're trying to date somebody on your status, your same status.
Hey, Kanisha.
Yes.
Can you come on here more often?
No. I'm supposed to be giving baths right now. I'm supposed to be packing lunches.
You seem to be the only one that can get him to understand.
What?
Because any other time he off the rail.
Who, me? I'm never off the rail, man.
That Al hollering who? That Al will see it every time.
Hey, man, with that being said, episode 71 in the books, baby. Hey, that was great. I wanted to get a little messy.
They would be super cute together, though.
They would be. Hey, man, we appreciate everybody out there rocking with us. My dog, James Little John. Snack Panther, welcome back on, big homie, man. I'm glad you're doing well. Don't be talking bad to all my Cowboys, man. Kamari A. White, my dog. Make sure y'all check him and his wife out. Pushing this podcast on all your podcast platforms and on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. My dog, Rodney Little John. My dog, James Little John. NF Skull. My dog, Quest. And anybody else that may have been out there, man, charge to my eyes, not my heart. Oh, my cousin Matthew Wright. We love y'all. Remember to keep your head on swivel and keep God first. Kanisha, thank you so much for filling in and bringing the heat. OG, man.
Y'all keep my husband uplifted in prayer.
Absolutely. OG, thanks for jumping on, bro.
I couldn't let you do it.
I know you couldn't hold on, man. Everybody else, man, we love y'all. We'll see y'all on Wednesday at 8:00, man. We are out. Peace. Kanisha, do your husband for me.
You holler, that was